We heard today again the all options are on the table from the White House. But really, from what I understand, few think that the United States has a true credible option, military option in North Korea. Why the reluctance to stop threatening and actually start talking, as you say?
Well, again, I think they don't want to be perceived, or President Trump, as, being weak on North Korea. But Secretary Tillerson has more or less indicated we would move in that direction. And given his, theoretically hardline position, he's not a quote-unquote liberal Democrat, it would be much easier for him to do it than, say, if Secretary Clinton or Senator Sanders had been elected.
Tal, while the United Nations and the United States are weighing their next steps, what is the next step in your eyes for North Korea?
Well, first, they have to increase the range of their missiles, meaning that they could inflict a missile hit on the continental United States, not only the West Coast or parts of the West Coast, but also up until the East Coast. And then I believe that we are going to see more capable missiles fired from submarines. And in that regard, they have to increase the number of missile-carrying submarines in their fleet.
You mentioned earlier North Koreans' capabilities. Do you think that there's a misunderstanding or maybe lack of frankness in the discussion about what weapons North Korea actually has right now?
Well, if you're hearing what the North Koreans themselves are saying and stating, they are telling the truth for many years. There is a feeling of disbelief in the West, especially in the United States, about the capabilities of North Korea, both in the accuracy of missiles, the reliability of the missiles, and the nuclear warheads of the missiles. And we see that the estimates of the United States Intelligence Committee is now getting very close to what we used to say here in Israel in the Fisher Institute, for example, some years back.
Lawrence, to talk diplomacy again, if we're to look forward as a viable option to actually resolve this crisis, what would it take, do you think, to see that happen, to see some of these parties sitting down at a table together?
Well, I think it would take the Chinese getting involved, the South Koreans getting involved, and then the United States be willing to do it. Because, they did do this other test, but the South Koreans now are going to get the THAAD missile, the, anti-missile system, which is really going to annoy the Chinese. The Japanese are also going to get more missile defense systems. That is not going to make the Chinese happy. So I think that the Chinese can play a critical role in this because, as I say, this test really hurt China more than anybody else because it's driving the United States and Japan and South Korea much closer.
Lawrence Korb in Washington, thanks very much, as always, for weighing in.